Treat your life like a video game. What's going on, boys? This is the type of video that I've wanted to make for a while now. Obviously, very weekly slap-esque, very, very message to all friends too, I guess. But I booted up Sea of Thieves because I haven't played this game in years because I thought it could be some nice background visuals. And did you guys know it's fucking 130 gigabytes? Insane. And I spent like 10 tries trying to get in and out of the lobby because none of the lobbies were good. And I wanted the nice blue sea, but I guess this gray sea will have to do. Also, my computer's fucking screaming. This shit is burning up, but whatever. Back to the point. Treat your life as a video game. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? Well, in my older age, 20, the older I get, the less time I have to actually sit down and play a video game. And if I am gonna sit down and play a video game, it's usually something that I can kind of, hop in and hop out whatever time, and it doesn't really matter. Competitive games are one of those things where you can kind of just hop in, play a game, hop out, and nothing really changes. But growing up, games that I used to play, I played a lot of survival games, a lot of tycoon games, a lot of Terraria is a good example, where you have to spend so much time in game grinding over and over and over, trying to farm loot drops, trying to farm XP, all this random shit, and it's really fun. I had a lot of fun back then playing those games, but I just don't have the time for that anymore. And a friend of mine recently asked me to start up a Terraria world, and I was like, I love Terraria. Let me hop on. I'd like to play. And as I was playing, I realized I could be doing other stuff right now. I have so much other work that I could be doing that I'm spending on this game. And I get that feeling a lot in my life. You guys probably don't know this. I'm trying my hardest to make YouTube like my full-time thing. So I'm pretty much home all the day, but I could be doing stuff at all times. And after I go through a long day of work or doing whatever, I can sit back at the end of the day and I can play a I could play a quick game of Fortnite. I could play a quick game of League of Legends ARAM. It doesn't really matter. I can hop in and hop out, and it's just a chill thing. But if I'm playing something like Terraria or even Minecraft for that matter, I it's so much time that you have to put up front. And I think that time investment is what makes the game so worthwhile to play, because you actually feel like you're progressing. You start out with nothing and then you end up defeating the damn Moon Lord. Or if you're in Minecraft, you start out with nothing and then you have this entire civilization you may have built, or you may have the best armor that you could possibly get. You may have the best farms that you could possibly get. It doesn't matter. It's all a time thing. And when you're younger, you can do that. It's fine, but I can't do that anymore if I want to be successful in what I'm really aiming for. So where does that take me? Make the video games your life. Now, I'm not saying that you should spend every waking second of your life habit tracking and pretending it's XP and trying to level up and giving yourself little rewards. I honestly did do that for a little bit. I had a little habit tracking app where I wrote in a notebook sometimes, but it never really did anything for me. But if you spend your life trying to kind of progress like that, like you would in a video game, trying to treat, your career, your relationships, your gym life, whatever, if you try and turn that into a kind of video game aspect, I feel like it's, one, a lot easier to do, and two, a lot more fun to do. I've had a lot of fun kind of treating my life like a video game in a way where I'm constantly progressing and I'm constantly leveling up, and a lot of that has to do with my YouTube. I mentioned gym and relationships and all that stuff, of course, but a lot of the times recently it has come back to my work. And when I'm playing Terraria and I'm grinding fucking mithril ore or something, I could be writing my next batch of scripts. I could be doing voiceover. I could be editing. I could be theorizing. I could be watching more content to produce, to like do videos on. And maybe that's not the healthiest mindset to have, because you're taking away a lot of your personal enjoyment and kind of making it into work. However, in a time like this where the economy is kind of down the shitter, and me personally, I would prefer to work for myself. I think that's something that I should be spending time doing. I think it's a very smart investment of my time, and I think a lot of people would disagree with that, but that's what I believe. So that's what I'm going to do. And all this isn't to say that you shouldn't play games. I think video games are a wonderful medium, and I think that they have a place in the world. Obviously, they're very important. I'm in a video game right now. But when you get older, or not even when you get older, but when you're trying to focus on other things in your life, there are certain sacrifices that you have to make, and to me, video games were one of them, or at least the amount of time that I would spend in video games and trying to progress and level up and spend all this time in a game when you could be doing the exact same thing in real life. I'm not trying to be like a old man saying fucking get off the game and go outside. I'm saying get off the game and do some fucking work, because you can. If you can win in a video game, you can win in real life. And there's there's something I've ran into quite a lot though when trying to apply this concept to real life, and that's you always have immediate feedback in a game. You can do something and it may fail and the game will tell you fail, or you can do something in a video game and you'll get a reward. You'll see that you succeed. But real life isn't always like that. You can spend tens, hundreds, possibly even thousands of hours, and you still might not see the success that you were hoping for. And that's just part of life, and I don't know, you you just gotta thug it out. Because if people before you have won in life, people before you have gotten what they want, what is stopping you? You are no different from them. Maybe you have a chronic illness. Maybe you weren't born into the best family. And I really feel for all those people. Some people just have it better. Some people will some people will get a 0.01% drop at the start of life, and that's just how it is. And most people won't get that. But you don't have to. It's always going to be different depending on your situation, but I really believe that you can make it work. You can still win. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Later.